Good morning, friends. Today in this lecture, we are going to learn about heat losses in boiler and about heat balance sheet. Coming to the heat losses in boiler, see, we know that we have studied in the previous classes about the efficiency of the boiler. The ratio of heat utilized in producing steam to the heat liberated in the furnace is nothing but the efficiency of a boiler, what we have studied in the previous class. See, also the heat utilized is always less than that the heat liberated in the furnace. The differences of heat liberated in the furnace and heat utilized in producing steam is known as heat loss in the boiler. Loss of heat may be divided into various heads, but the following are important from the subject point of view. See here, before coming to know about the heat losses in a boiler, the differences. See, we are having some differences that when the heat is liberated in the furnace and the heat utilized in producing the steam is nothing but of heat loss in the boiler. Means when we are burning the coal by using of air upon the grate, we are going to liberate the heat. The heat which is liberated in the furnace and what is the heat liberated there in the furnace is utilized for producing the steam is nothing but of the heat loss in the boiler. These are the heat losses in the boiler are of different types. Coming to the first loss, heat lost in dry flue gases. See here the feed water which we are feeding into the boiler after combustion has been takes place, it is going to produce hot gases. Due to these hot gases, the feed water is converted into dry saturated steam or into super saturated steam. See here, heat loss in dry flue gases. In flue gases, the heat is going to be lost. How the heat is going to be lost is going to takes place. Here we can observe that the major loss in the boiler is due to the dry flue gases. Here, heat loss due to dry flue gases per kg of fuel is given as mg into cpg into tg minus tb. This is the temperature difference we can observe here. mg, we are taking the heat loss due to dry flue gases is nothing but mg into cpg into tg minus tb. We are calculating the heat lost in this way that mg is nothing but of mass of dry flue gases per kg of fuel and cpg means nothing but of mean specific heat of dry flue gases. tg means nothing but temperature of flue gases leaving chimney and tb is nothing but of temperature of boiler room. This loss is maximum in a boiler. See, this is the first loss or major loss which we can see the loss in dry flue gases. How we are going to calculate the dry flue gases heat lost by using of this equation. See here, we can observe in this equation also percentage heat loss due to dry flue gases is nothing but of m into cp into tf minus ta into 100 by gcv of fuel. Means how we are going to get the percentage, mean the ratio of heat loss due to dry flue gases we are going to calculate by using of this gas. That small m is nothing but of mass of dry flue gas in kg per kg of fuel and cp nothing but of specific heat of fuel gas 0.23 kelvin kilocalories per kg to degree celsius. Mass of dry flue gases are nothing but of combustion products from fuel is nothing but of CO2 plus SO2 plus nitrogen in fuel plus nitrogen in the actual mass of air supplied plus O2 in flue gases and H2O per water vapor in the fuel gas should not be considered here. See here the combustion products what we are using here In the dry flue gases means nothing but of we are using here sodium hydroxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen in the fuel, nitrogen in the actual mass of air supplied, and oxygen in the fuel gas. But we are not using here water vapor or water in the flue gas. We are not considering here. This is what how we are going to calculate the dry flue gases heat loss in the boiler shell. See, coming to the next loss, heat lost in moisture present in the fuel. This is the next loss in the boiler that due to the moisture in the fuel, we are going to lose some heat. That how we are going to lose these due to the moisture, how we are going to lose the heat in the fuel means we are going to calculate by using of these equation that mm into enthalpy superheated minus enthalpy P. See here, these we can write here as Hg minus Cp into Tg minus T minus Hp. Means this H superheated can be written like this, and mm is nothing but of 2676 plus Cp into Tg minus T means nothing but of 100 minus Hp. This is what how we are going to use this equation for calculating the moisture, the heat loss in the moisture present in the fuel. See here we can observe here from steam tables corresponding to 1.013 bar Hg value we are going to take here as 2676 kilojoule per kg Kelvin and temperature as 100 degrees. Where mm what we are using in the equation here we have used here mm means nothing but of mass of moisture per kg of fuel. What is the moisture content present in the kg of fuel? And Cp which we are using here in the equation, Cp means nothing but of mean specific heat of superheated steam in flue gases, and Tg is nothing but of temperature of flue gases leaving chimney, and Tb means nothing but of temperature of boiler room, and Hb means nothing but of enthalpy or sensible heat of water at boiler room temperature. This is what we can see here about the percentage of loss due to the evaporation of moisture present in fuel. We can take in this way also. The m is equal to m into 584 plus Cp into Tf minus Ta by GCV of fuel into 100. Means this is the heat loss which has been taken in the moisture present in the fuel. In the fuel we are having some moisture. Due to this moisture some heat is going to be lost here. We are going to calculate the heat loss by using of this equation. Here in the equation what we are why we are taking here m means nothing but of kg of moisture in 1 kg of fuel, and Cp is nothing but of specific heat of superheated steam, and 584 which we are taking here is the latent heat corresponding to the partial pressure of water vapor. This is what how we are going to calculate the heat loss moisture present in the fuel. This is what about the percentage of heat loss. And next coming to the next loss which we are considering the boiler is about heat loss to steam formed by combustion of hydrogen per kg of fuel. See here combustion. See here heat lost to steam. Heat for converting the steam. How what is the heat which we are losing here? Formed by combustion of hydrogen per kg of fuel. By using of this hydrogen per kg of fuel, how we are going to calculate the heat loss in the combustion of hydrogen of per kg of fuel. See here we are using here H2 is equal to mass of hydrogen present per kg of fuel. Mass of steam form we are taking here as 9H2. Then the heat loss to steam per kg of fuel is equal to 9H2 into 2676 plus Cp into Tg minus 100 minus of Hb. Heat loss to steam and moisture per kg of fuel here we are taking as 9H2 plus mm into 2676 plus Cp into Tg minus 100 minus of Hb, where mm is the mass of moisture per kg of fuel. See here we can observe here percentage of heat loss due to evaporation of water formed due to H2 in, see here H2 in fuel, that heat is lost due to evaporation of water formed due to H2 in fuel, we are going to calculate by using of this equation as see here 9 into H2 into 584 plus Cp into Tf minus Ta by GCV of fuel into 100. Here H2 is nothing but of kg of H2 in 1 kg of fuel. Cp is nothing but of specific heat of superheated steam, and we all know that Tf minus Tf, the temperature differences here. And GCV is nothing but of gross calorific value, which we are used here for calculating the heat loss if when water is evaporated due to H2 in fuel. And the fourth heat lost in the boiler is due to unburnt carbon in ash pit. See, this is used to takes place here due to unburnt carbon. When carbon has been not burned in the ash pit, the heat loss is going to take place here. Such type of heat loss, how we are going to calculate here means nothing but the heat loss due to unburnt per kg of fuel we are calculating is equal to M1 into C1, where M1 is equal to mass of carbon in ash pit per kg of fuel, and C1 is equal to calorific value of carbon. And here the next one is about heat loss due to incomplete combustion of carbon to carbon monoxide. Means the incomplete combustion has been takes place due to carbon and carbon monoxide. The heat loss is going to be takes place. Heat loss due to incomplete combustion is due to the insufficient air supply here. Heat loss due to incomplete combustion is equal to M2 into C2, and where M2 is taken as mass of carbon monoxide in fuel gas per kg of fuel, and C2 is equal to calorific value of carbon monoxide. By using of this equation, we are going to calculate the heat loss due to the incomplete combustion of carbon to carbon monoxide. And next heat lost is nothing but due to radiation. Due to radiation, some heat is going to be lost in the boiler. There is no direct method for finding the heat loss due to radiation. This loss is calculated by subtracting the heat utilized in raising steam and heat losses from the heat supply. See here the heat loss due to irradiation. Due to radiation, some heat is going to be lost. There is no any direct method for finding the heat loss, and this loss is calculated by subtracting the heat utilized in raising steam and heat loss from the heat supplied. This is what how we can see here that the percentage heat loss due to moisture present in air is nothing but of AAS into humidity factor into Cp into Tf minus Ta by gross calorific value of fuel into 100. How we are going to calculate the moisture present in air, and present percentage heat loss due to unburnt and fly ash we are going to calculate by using of this equation as total ash calculated per kg of fuel burnt into gross calorific value of fly ash by gross calorific value of fuel into 100. And we are going to calculate the percentage loss due to unburnt in both bottom ash is calculated total ash collected per kg of fuel burnt into gross calorific value of bottom ash by gross calorific value of fuel into 100. Percentage heat loss due to radiation and other unaccounted losses can be calculated here. See here, the actual radiation and convection loss are difficult to assess because of particular emissivity of various surfaces, its inclination, airflow pattern, etc. In a relatively smaller boiler with a capacity of 10 megawatt, the radiation and unaccounted losses could amount to be 1% and 2% of the gas calorific value of the fuel, while in a 500 megawatt boiler, values between 0.2 percentage to 1% are different. The losses may be assumed approximately depending on the surface condition. Means the efficiency of the boiler due to this radiation we are going to take using the equation here as 100 minus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 means here we are using the 7 equations, and we are subtracting to get the efficiency of the boiler. We are going to subtract from 100 minus of all of these values which we have studied now. This is what about the heat losses occurred in a boiler due to the heat utilized and heat liberated in the furnace and heat utilized in the boiler steam. In this way, we are going to calculate the different heat losses in the boiler. And coming to the next topic is about the heat balance sheet. How we are going to balance the heat, we are going to know by using of the sheet. A heat balance sheet shows the complete account of heat supplied by 1 kg of dry fuel and heat consumed. Means what is the heat supplied by 1 kg of dry fuel when we are burning of 1 kg of dry fuel? What is the heat consumed here, or what is the heat supplied by 1 kg of dry fuel and heat consumed? Means if we are going to burn 1 kg of dry fuel, what is the heat which he has been generated and to get the steam and to convert the feed water into the steam, and what is the heat which is consumed here to convert the feed water into the steam. We are going to study this in the boiler heat balance sheet. See here, we can observe here the heat supplied. What is the heat we are supplying for 1 kg of dry fuel, and what is the heat we are consuming here in kilojoule per kg? See here, heat supplied by 1 kg of dry fuel means we need to calculate in the heat balance sheet that heat utilized in rising steam. Heat utilized in rising steam we are taking here as x1. Heat lost in dry flue gases. Heat lost in moisture in fuel. Heat lost to steam by combustion of hydrogen. Heat lost due to unburnt carbon in ash pit. Heat lost due to incomplete combustion. Heat lost due to radiation. These are the 7 heat losses which has been takes place in the boiler and which we have studied here. Here, for calculating here the heat utilized in rising steam and heat, for calculating the heat loss in the dry flue gases, we are having an equation that heat loss we are taking here, the equation that heat loss due to, see here, heat loss due to dry flue gases per kg of fuel. Here we are taking the equation as mg into c in cp into tc minus tb. For calculating the dry flue hot losses in the dry, we here heat loss in dry flue gases we are knows the equation here, and heat lost in moisture in fuel gas we knows the equation from the above, and heat loss to steam by combustion of hydrogen we knows the equation that we are taking here x4, and heat loss due to unburnt carbon in ash pit we knows from the above we knows the equation. For this we are taking the here as x5, and heat loss due to incomplete combustion here we are taking as x6, and heat loss due to radiation we are taking here as x minus x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 plus x6. Means what is the x1 value we are getting here after substituting all the values, and what is the x2 value we are getting here, these we are substituting in the total. Means here x, the total here we are taking as x, and here we are using the percentage in 100%. Means x value is nothing but of 100% minus of x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 plus x6. This is what how we are going to know the heat losses here. We are having how we are going to know the heat losses equations, and by using of that heat loss in dry flue gases, heat loss in moisture present in the fuel, and heat lost to steam formed by combustion of hydrogen of the fuel, and heat loss due to unburnt carbon in ash pit, heat loss due to incomplete combustion of carbon to carbon monoxide, heat loss due to radiation. By using of all these, we are using in the heat balance sheet for calculating the heat balance sheet problem. And Now we are going to, by using of all these equations, we are going to solve a problem here. See here, in a boiler, the following observations were made. Pressure of steam is equal to 10 bar. Steam condensed is equal to 540 kg per hour. And fuel used is equal to 65 kg per hour. Moisture in fuel here is equal to 2 percentage by mass. Mass of dry flue gases is equal to 9 kg per kg of fuel. Low calorific value of fuel is equal to 32,000 kilojoule per kg. Temperature of the flue gases is equal to 325 degrees Celsius. Temperature of boiler house is equal to 28 degrees Celsius. Feed water temperature is equal to 50 degrees Celsius. Mean specific heat of fuel gases is equal to 1 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and dryness fraction of steam is equal to 0.95. Draw up a heat balance sheet for the boiler. See here, he is asking in the problem, by using of all these observations, we need to calculate the heat balance sheet, or we need to draw the heat balance sheet for the boiler. See here, in the problem itself, he has given the pressure value as 10 bar, and mass, which we are giving steam condensed. Mass of steam condensed is nothing but of 540 kg per hour, and mass of fuel is used is 65 kg per hour, and moisture in fuel is given here. Moisture in fuel is given in 2% of mass, and we are going to convert this into kg per kg of fuel. Mm is equal to mass of moisture in the fuel is 0.02, and mg means nothing but of mass of dry flue gases is given as 9 kg per kg of fuel, and C is equal to calorific value is nothing but of 32 kilojoule per kg, and Tc is equal to 325 degrees Celsius, mean temperature of the flue gases, temperature of the boiler house. And by using of all these, first of we need to draw a heat balance sheet here. First of all, let us find the heat supplied by 1 kg of fuel. Since the moisture in fuel is 0.02 kg, therefore heat supplied by 1 kg of fuel means nothing but of, see here, 1 kg of fuel we are taking here 1 minus of what is the moisture of fuel which we are using here is nothing but of 0.02 into calorific value is nothing but of 32,000. Hence we have got here the heat supplied by 1 kg of fuel is nothing but of 31,360 kilojoule. Hence we are taking this as the first equation, and now we are calculating. We all know the heat balance sheet. In the heat balance sheet, first we need to calculate the heat utilized in the rising steam. Means heat utilized in the rising steam, we are going to calculate that Me is equal to Ms by Mf. Mg means we know the equation that Mg is equal to 9, means here Ms here we are using as Ms by Mf. Ms means 540, which has been given here, and Mf means nothing but of 65. Here Mf means nothing but of 65. Hence we have calculated the heat utilized in rising steam per kg of fuel. From steam tables corresponding to a feed water temperature of 50 degrees, we find that enthalpy HF1 is equal to 209.3 kilojoule per kg. And corresponding to the steam pressure of 10 bar, we find that HF is equal to 762.6 kilojoule per kg. HFG is equal to 2013.6 kilojoule per kg. Hence, heat utilized in rising steam per kg of fuel is equal to Me into H minus HF. Means this is the equation. See, for calculating heat utilized in rising steam, we are having an equation that Me into H minus HF1 is equal to Me into HF plus HFG minus of HF1. Hence, we are substituting the values. In this way, we have got the heat utilized in rising steam per kg of fuel. And second one, in the table, we are having heat loss in dry flue gases. For heat loss in dry flue gases, we are having an equation here that Mg into Cpg into Tc minus Tp. Already I have shown you here when we are studying about the losses. Here that the heat loss due to dry flue gases per kg of fuel means nothing but of, we need to use the equation here as mg into cpg into tg minus tg. This equation we are using here in the problem itself. See here, mg into cpg into tg minus tb. Hence we are substituting the values what we know here. Mg means nothing but of 9, cpg means 1, tg means 325, minus tb means nothing but of 20. Hence we have got here heat carried away by dry flue gas is equal to 2673 kilojoule. And the third one in the table content is about heat lost in moisture in fuel. See here, heat carried away by moisture in fuel per kg of fuel. For this, we are having an equation that mm into 2676 plus cp into tg minus 100 minus of hc. This is the equation for calculating the heat loss carried away the moisture in the fuel. Hence, we are substituting the known values of mass of moisture fuel is nothing but of 0.02. Here it has been given value 0.02. Hence, we are substituting here in this equation 2676 plus Cp is nothing but of 2.1. Here we are having Cp value. See here, we are having Cp value is nothing but of 2.1 into Tg means nothing but of 325 minus of 100 minus of Hb means 1117.3 is equal to 60.6 kilojoule per. Taking Cp for superheated steam, for that we are taking here 2.1. This is what how we are going to calculate the heat lost or heat carried away by in the moisture in fuel per kg of fuel. And the fourth one which we are studied here is nothing but of heat loss due to steam by combustion of hydrogen. And here in the problem here we are taking here heat loss by radiation. Heat loss by radiation means nothing but of this x minus all these heat carried by dry flue gases and heat carried. See here from the first, see here heat carried away by dry flue gases and heat utilized in raising steam per kg of fuel and heat carried away moisture. These all we have substituted here by these 1 kg of fuel, heat supplied by 1 kg of fuel. From these we are substituting all these three. Hence we have got heat loss by radiation is equal to 8131.4. Hence we have made a heat balance table sheet that heat supplied by 1 kg of fuel means nothing but of which we have taken here 31360, and heat expenditures means this heat carried away the flue gas, heat utilized in rising steam, heat carried away by dry flue gases, heat carried away by moisture in fuel per kg of heat lost by radiation. By using of all these four, we have substituted the values what we have got, and hence we have substituted, and we have got 31,360, and the percentage of these is nothing but of 65.35, 8.53, 0.19, 25.9. Hence we have got or whence we have drawn a tabular heat balance sheet for calculating here the sheet for calculating the heat balance sheet by using of these observations. We have by using of heat losses equations we have drawn the heat balance sheet here. This is what we have studied here about the heat losses, and by using of these heat losses equations we are going to draw a heat balance sheet, and by observing the heat balance sheet equations we are going to draw a heat balance by using of this balance sheet we have calculated one simple problem here. This is what in this lecture what we have studied about heat losses in boiler, and how we are going to draw the heat balance sheet, and by using of this heat balance sheet equations and heat losses in boiler equations we are going to draw a heat balance sheet. This is what about what we have studied in this video about heat losses in boiler and heat balance sheet. Heat losses in a boiler means nothing but of what is the heat liberated in the furnace and what is the heat utilized in for producing the steam is nothing but of heat losses in the boiler. Heat liberated in the furnace and heat utilized in producing the steam is nothing but of heat losses. Hence, heat loss has been divided into different types as heat loss in dry flue gases, heat loss in moisture present in the fuel, and heat loss due to steam formed by combustion of hydrogen of fuel, and heat loss due to unburnt carbon in ash pit, and heat loss due to incomplete combustion of carbon to carbon monoxide, heat loss due to radiation. By using of all these six heat loss equations, we are going to form a heat balance sheet. Here the heat balance sheet is here how we are showing here, and by using of this we have completed the problem of heat balance sheet, and we have drawn a heat balance sheet for the boiler. This is what about what we have studied about the heat balance sheet and the heat losses in the boiler. If you are having any doubts, please contact me or call me. In the next lectures we are going to start different problems